I remember the day they laughed the loudest. I was just a kid, standing in the living room clutching my first sketch pad. I told them I wanted to be a painter, a real artist. My father scoffed. "That's a joke, right? You're wasting your life with paint and brushes. You're embarrassing this family." My mother shook her head, eyes filled with disappointment. My siblings snickered behind my back. They called it a ridiculous dream, said I'd never make it, that I was deluded. For years, I carried that shame like a heavy stone. I hid my passion, buried my dreams beneath the weight of their ridicule. I took safe jobs, went to college for degrees I didn't care about, all the while secretly pouring my soul into my art in secret corners. Every time I tried to show them my work, they dismissed it, told me I was wasting my talent. I was just an embarrassment to the family, a failure in their eyes. But something inside me refused to die. I knew I was meant for more. I promised myself I'd prove them wrong. I trained in secret, poured every ounce of passion into my craft, and after years of relentless effort, I finally broke free. I left home with nothing but a backpack and a burning desire to succeed. I moved to a city where no one knew my name, where I could finally chase my dream without the chains of their judgment. I spent sleepless nights in cramped apartments, working tirelessly on my art. I took every opportunity I could find, small galleries, online platforms, local festivals. I faced rejection after rejection, ridicule after ridicule, but I kept going. I knew that if I kept pushing, I'd prove that I was more than their mockery. Years passed. I built a following. My paintings started selling. I became recognized for my unique style, raw, emotional, unapologetic. I poured my pain, my hopes, my defiance onto every canvas. My work became a mirror of my journey, from shame to strength, from doubt to conviction. And then, one day, I got the call. My first major gallery exhibition. My art was finally getting the recognition it deserved. My name was out there. I had made it. I was no longer the laughingstock, no longer the disappointment they thought I'd be. The day I returned home, the air was thick with anticipation and tension. I knew they'd see the change. I knew they'd see what I'd become. But I wanted them to see it with their own eyes. I walked into the house that once felt like a prison. The familiar walls, the same furniture, but everything looked smaller somehow, less significant. I could feel their eyes on me as I entered the living room. My family was gathered, faces masks of curiosity and disbelief. I carried a large wrapped painting, my latest piece. It was a bold, visceral explosion of color, chaos, and hope. I pulled the cloth away slowly, revealing a masterpiece that encapsulated my journey. Struggles, rejection, resilience, triumph, silence. Then my father's eyes widened. My mother's hand trembled as she reached out, eyes brimming with tears. My siblings stared, mouths agape, trying to find words. I saw the shock, the realization that I had become what they once mocked, that I had defied all odds and built a life from my passion. I looked at them and finally spoke, voice steady and unwavering. This is who I've become, not the failure you said I'd be, not the embarrassment. I am proof that dreams aren't foolish. They're the only thing that can set you free. I hope you see now. What I was chasing all those years, it was never just art. Was my truth. My fight to prove that I am more than your expectations. They looked at each other, uncomfortable, silent. My father's jaw clenched, but I saw the flicker. My mother's tears fell freely now. And my siblings looked away, maybe ashamed, maybe realizing they'd underestimated me. I didn't need their applause. I didn't need their approval anymore. But I knew this moment was bigger than me. It was a testament to everyone who's ever been told they're too crazy, too different, too ambitious. It's a reminder that the greatest victories come from the depths of rejection. As I turned to leave, I felt a quiet strength inside. I had returned not just to show them what I'd become, but to show myself that I had never been wrong about my worth. That my dreams, no matter how ridiculous they seemed to others, were worth fighting for. And in that silent, powerful moment, I knew I had finally won.